Yo, what is up, guys? So I just got back from a really long weekend ride, and it got me thinking about the type of gear that I was wearing on this ride compared to what I usually wear when I commute to work. When it comes to gearing up for a motorcycle ride, you're kind of looking for two things. You're looking for that impact and abrasion protection, and you're also looking for fatigue prevention, which is actually really important. And I learned that well after I started my journey on motorcycling and well after I got my gear. When I first started, I wanted protection against impacts and abrasion. That's all I cared about. I was like, if I come off, I want to be as protected as possible. And that's also partially why I went for a full leather kit, despite being recommended riding jeans and textile jackets. The problem is, fatigue prevention is really important. If you're riding and you're in a full suit of heavy metal armor, which will prevent you from maybe breaking a bone or prevent you from ripping your skin off, you are going to fatigue so quick. You're going to get really hot, you're going to pass out, you're going to start making dumb decisions while riding, and you're actually more likely to come off than if you were just comfortable. If you go to the other end of the scale and you ride with nothing but a helmet just for the sake of being comfortable, yeah, cool, you're gonna be a lot more at ease and maybe fatigue a lot less quicker, but the moment you come off, you're done for, right? Like, no matter what speed you come off, you're gonna be in a world of pain for a while. And what I've learned is it's about finding that balance point in between impact and abrasion resistance and then fatigue prevention. And that balance point changes based on the style of riding that you're going to be undertaking. So that's why when I go out for a sportier weekend ride, I go out in my leather kit, which isn't as comfortable and it's more geared at, okay, if I come off at a higher speed, it's gonna protect me a little better. It's also why racing suits aren't comfy. Like, they're really tight, they're really restrictive, but they're purely aimed at protecting you during a high speed, intense racing situation. The comfort doesn't really matter as much because when you get out there on the track, you're out there for like 15 minutes per session max, and protection matters more than worrying about fatigue. If you try to wear a full racing suit on a 3-hour commute, you're gonna have a really shit time. And that's why when I commute, I now wear textile and I wear riding jeans. It's because a commute is a bit longer. It requires more fatigue prevention and the style of riding isn't as aggressive, so I don't need to worry so much about slide protection when I'm comparing it to hitting limiter at 6th gear down a straight on a racetrack. It's still obviously very important, but not as significant as when it comes to a race situation. A shop assistant at one of these motorcycle stores also told me something that really stuck with me. When you come off on a motorcycle in a suburban area or on the street, it's not really ever going to be great because you can protect yourself against a slide all you want, but the moment you hit a guardrail, the moment you hit a tree, the moment you hit an oncoming car or a gutter, like, you're going to break stuff. That impact is almost unavoidable. Whereas on a racetrack, you have really long runoff areas. You have really smooth surfaces and no obstacles. So the gear is designed to save you from a slide. But yeah, and you don't have to worry so much about impacts after the initial fall. That's why you can compromise some of that slide protection when you're on the street, and put that into the fatigue prevention points, if you will. Now, the ride I went on, it was going to be sporty, but it was also going to be pretty long, 2.5 hours each way minimum. And for that reason, I didn't end up taking the leather. I ended up taking the textile jacket. And that's also partially because I really just, if you've seen my videos, you know what I think about that jacket. So I paired the textile jacket with the compression shirt to keep me comfy, and I wore my leather pants over my textile jeans because I still wanted some decent slide protection for when we hit the twisties. And there you have it, guys. I thought I'd briefly chat about the different types of gear you need in those two particular scenarios. I found it fascinating learning about this because I very much started my journey thinking impact and abrasion resistance, that's all I need, that's all I care about. And it was only kind of later that I realized that convenience and fatigue prevention were actually just as important, especially in a daily commute scenario. Hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I will catch you guys on the next one.
You say you got them guns, but I've never seen you bang. You say you got them drugs, but I've never seen you slang.